For
You know what we're talking about. We just went over a whole pre-show.
we did not.
We did too.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl Shannon,
It's your man Terrence J.
and this is the
The
last
Last
podcast.
Podcast.
And why is this the last podcast? Terrence J.
Because depending on what we say or what we do, this could quite possibly be
The last podcast. Please excuse the lights. They're making us look a little like we're glowing today. So
I'm gonna do this. I was gonna do it on my phone since she wanted to get into it now. Comment in the comments. Is she light skinned
we're not
or
doing this.
not?
We're not. No. We're not doing this
Because
today.
you can't be anything else
because
but
light
that.
skin is a social construct made up by white people to further divide us. Okay, I am a brown skinned girl.
So what is brown skin?
Hair
Who made
just
that
like
construct?
Beyonce. I'm a brown skinned girl.
Okay,
No, but the lights do make you look real light skinned. I don't know. That's
you look real light skinned in real life.
no, I don't.
You do too.
No, I don't. We're not doing this on air. We do this every time we see each
Why
other.
is it
No, it's not that. It's just that
that you don't want to be light skinned?
because
And,
makeup
and
because
basking
makeup
your
don't-
basking your
because
your
makeup
light
doesn't
skin
look-
privilege.
makeup doesn't look good on light skin like it does on darker skin. Colors,
But
like,
calling yourself dark skin don't make you any darker.
yeah, it does. Because the Bible says, "Speak those things in existence as though they were." You don't want to argue with me? You'll argue with God.
I ain't gonna argue with that. I don't think he meant for us to have any delusion in that when we were using his word.
Diane called me delicious.
What is we doing?
Sorry.
We trying to like a 1977
Sorry.
pin up.
Sorry. I took 4 ibuprofen before I came, so I'm a little wonky.
Okay, all
The
right.
Motrin,
Listen.
100 milligrams does something to me.
Anyway, I forgot where we are on the show. Yeah, follow us. On Facebook. It is the Last Podcast 1. That's the number 1 for those of you who don't know. That's why we put our fingers up. Some people be trying to type out or ONE. All right, the number 1, the Last Podcast 1. And on Instagram is _ the Last Podcast. And on TikTok it is the Last Podcast. So go in there and follow our pages.
Okay, TikTok.
Yeah, go on our follow our pages. Make sure you stay up with us so we can stay tuned in with you. Please go on and like those pages, share. Oh, and we're on YouTube right now under the Last Podcast, so you can watch us on YouTube. So if you get a chance, jump over to YouTube to get our views over there. If you're watching us on Facebook, we got plenty of views on Facebook. We're trying to get some on YouTube, okay?
Yeah.
So
go to YouTube. Yeah, please go to YouTube.
Yeah,
go to YouTubies.
Go on there and do that.
YouTubies.
So that's how you can follow us. That's how you can stay up with us, and also just check out the show each and every week. We got ready to come on, and Shannon was like, "Yo, it's 8:25. We need to go." And I was like, "You know what? If they don't know us by now, they will never ever know us." All right, we coming.
Which is why I say 8-ish.
Yeah.
In our post.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. We are here 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Listen, life has had us going a lot of different places.
Life be lifing.
But I'm gonna tell you, I tell Shannon all the time, I really hate when we can't do our show. This becomes like the highlight of the week to come on here and talk to you guys and talk shit about what's going on in the world. Give you our spin and what we do. We got a disclaimer though. That's the thing about this show. We can't just go right into it. We got to let you know what our disclaimer is.
We will still be friends after the show, no matter what is said, no matter what is done.
Mm-hmm.
Week by week, we just have to get through how he looks. It's something that I've been dealing with.
Hey, your man looking good over here. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said my man Idris in here? But Obama here? You said my man, so.
First of all, neither one of them are your man.
They are. I will shut this whole thing down right now. I knock all the shit off. They are my men, okay?
Do they know this?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kidding me? Obama had a hard time pulling out. No, but
I think in a hand-to-hand comeback, I put my money on Michelle. She whoops your ass. Chicago whoops Oak Cliff in that fight.
Chicago will whoop Oak Cliff in a fight, but I got something for Michelle. That fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because I ain't Keystone Pope.
Yeah, you ain't born into it. You came along. Now I'm gonna tell you something.
I was born. No.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I was born in Garland.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I was born in Dallas.
I seen this one. Put some balls on people. Yeah.
People don't believe that I'll fight, but I don't know why, because I like to fight. First of all, I'm a very angry person, and I'm a very violent person. I like to fight.
And she'll do it in the most ghettoest places too.
Please don't do that. I beat somebody's ass at a graduation, okay? If that's what y'all wondering. Yes, I did have a fight when I was 19 years old at a graduation with a big old bitch.
At a graduation, y'all. We watch these videos like, why was somebody fighting at graduation?
Well, and it wasn't even my fight. It was somebody else's, what you call it? I see you over there. And
these kids trying to graduate and have a better life.
But maybe my life turned out great, so be somebody else at graduation.
Can't make somebody else's graduation fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight at mine. Are you kidding me? I'm not a degenerate. If you're easily offended by fat shaming, if you're easily offended by violence.
Yeah. And who is there for you always?
You.
Always.
Yeah. Oh and Tanya, the officer who also was my major red flag sponsor. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Miss Judy.
Yeah.
So
I just got to come pick you up in weird times, weird places.
Are you spilling all of?
I'm not gonna say it.
Should I start talking?
I'm not gonna,
because I can start talking
I'm
too. I have a lot I can say.
You want me to really say what?
You want me to?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay, get your dick beaters off. If you're easily offended by dick beaters, listen. We have a great show for y'all today. I don't know what we're talking about, but it's definitely going to be something. So
it's definitely going to be something. So with that being said,
but if y'all wondering if we're serious, yes. 2000, it was the year 2001.
That was 2000.
No, it was 2001 because somebody else graduated.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen. Why was I there?
Why were you there?
I don't know. Because I knew I needed to rest. Go ahead and watch this, nigga. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. We're gonna get into what's called our weekly rundown. Our weekly rundown is just a few topics that have went on since the last time we've had the opportunity to talk to you and give you our spin of what's going on in the news. And I know lately you guys have been watching the news and seeing that there's been a lot of uprising in a lot of different cities, most notably Los Angeles. And I was actually out there in Los Angeles for the BET Awards when all the stuff started happening. And I'm gonna tell you this. I was out there and it wasn't the way they paint it. It's a little different. Like 99% of the city was just kind of moving on like they normally was. But there were some pockets where things were going on. But we were talking about the rise in Los Angeles.
I'm just trying to figure out where these water droplets came from out the blue. Maybe my cup.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ooh.
I got ADD, man. I know it's ADHD now, but the hyper part is not in me. It's just straight attention deficit disorder. But go back to what you're saying. The Mexicans is riding in LA.
They are riding in Los Angeles. And
how do you feel about that? How do you feel about what they are doing?
How do I feel? My honest opinion.
Not as coming from a black person's perspective.
Okay.
Just in general. I know it's hard to
care.
Detach. Oh, okay.
All right. It is. It's hard to care.
Okay.
Like I really don't give a damn.
Okay.
And I'm just keeping the same energy that has been always focused toward us. Everybody went on with their life when we were doing shit. And so I'm kind of the same way. But how do I feel? I feel that you're fighting what you're asked for. And by that, we got the voting numbers. We know that
we do
overwhelming majority of the population of the Hispanic community voted for Donald Trump. We had Cubans out there talking about, hey, vote for Donald Trump. Yeah. And then they was like, oh, I'm getting deported. And we were like, well, he said he was going to do that.
I have the numbers here. Latino men voted 55%. Latino women voted 38%. So, You get what you vote for, right?
Hey, you got the numbers of black people with how they voted?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It just for
Let me
context,
just okay.
just opposed to what we just heard.
Um, uh, Black men voted 77% for Harris and 21% for Trump. Black women 91% for Harris, 7% for Trump. Hey, Mimi. Um, the reason why I ask you how you felt about this is because there's been a lot of discourse
Mm-hmm.
and think tanks, videos, posts, whatever from people in the Latin community, Hispanic community, Mexican community. I don't just from all over the communities, um, asking for asking where Black people are.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get into that, I just want to say two things because two things are living true inside of me right now. I am very proud of you guys for exercising your rights for peaceful protest or unpeaceful protest because peaceful protest really doesn't ever get you anywhere.
No.
Civil unrest does.
Yes.
And I am proud that y'all are taking a stand and fighting for what you believe in.
And before you say that, you said peaceful protests usually don't get you anywhere. Civil unrest does.
Mm-hmm.
You know where we learned that from?
Jesus.
No.
Slavery.
No. White women.
White women.
They went in and started talking about tearing up golf courses and everything else back in the day to get their way when they were trying to get rights. They were some of the first ones that did that.
The suffrage.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
kudos to white women. Teaching us how to get some shit done. Okay. But yeah, so I fully am in support of what y'all are doing. But like Terrence said,
and these numbers are going up. Y'all share this right now so we get more numbers. Keep going. Sorry.
But but as Terrence stated, get it how you live. And so for everyone who has come out and stated, where are the Black people? First thing, I want to say this.
We ain't even found out where all the fans at yet. So we can't come outside yet.
I want to make this point. The audacity of your entitlement to think that we are here to always save you is a fucking problem.
Well,
one.
Come
Two.
On.
Black people specifically told Mexicans, Hispanics, whoever, do not vote for Trump.
Yeah.
He is going to displace your family. He is going to break up your family. He's going to disrupt this economy. Trump told you what he was going to do day one.
So did.
And y'all went into the polls and voted for him anyway.
Yep.
Black people are not your problem. You have an internal problem. Thirdly.
Yep.
Show me where you were at the George Floyd riots.
Where were they at?
Show me where you were at the...
I'm your amen corner. Let's go.
Okay. At the Black Lives Matter movement. Show me where when you stood up for us.
Posted pictures.
As a matter of fact, where were you when Sandra Bland died? Trayvon Martin.
Do you know these people?
George Floyd. Tamir Rice. Botham Jean.
Looking for you.
See, it's y'all did not believe that we were sitting down. First of all, Black people, listen. Kudos.
What that's supposed to do?
Because when we said that we were tired and we were done, we were done. And let me just make this point. America, you failed a fucking open book test. It would be different if he came in under a Trojan horse situation. Donald Trump and MAGA told you exactly what they were going to do from day one. We told you Project 2025 is real and they're going to implement it. And that's what's happening now. And now you're asking, where are the Black people? Why do you need us? What do you check on your application for race?
Good question.
Go ask your people who you share the race with. Why are you asking Black people? Ask white people to help you. Ask Asians to help you. Ask Native Americans to help you. Why is it that you expect for black people to always come and rescue you? We are done. We are not fucking life rafts, okay? We are humans. And we have been going through the most bullshit ever in this country since its inception. Illegally. Okay, by the way.
Well, a lot of it was legal according to the law book. They were legally allowed to hang us, kill us, rape us, sell us.
And here's the other thing. Y'all getting on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, and with your fake manufactured outrage and tears about black people and black, and if when it came to y'all ain't never did. Remember, y'all hated us. Remember, there was a division between black and brown.
Wait a minute. On this show,
yeah,
I always
from the very beginning
to the LULAC page and say, are they talking about what's happening with us? But the NAACP page will talk about everything that's happening with all the minorities.
LULAC never showed up to anything that had to do with a black movement, black suffrage.
Because y'all were brown only. We were always black and brown.
Yeah.
But you taught us.
But
we learned.
What we are doing is we're taking a page from your book. And black people don't owe anybody shit.
I think we should change the NAA.
The National Coalition for
NAA BP.
For black people.
There you go. That's what we should say. It took me a minute. The acronyms fuck me up. You know that? Just like math. Hey. Because I throw a math equation out here right now.
When you say 2 + 2 is gonna be 6 all day long.
Your math is my acronyms. I'll be like.
That's because you start thinking about pi.
They screw me up when they be like the SCOTUS and I be it's SCOTUS. It's wait a minute, let me write that down.
When they say SCOTUS, you be like science, cars,
yeah,
United.
But
but no. So yeah, black people don't owe y'all shit. As a matter of fact, black people don't owe anybody anything. We don't even owe other black people shit. That's how tired. That's how tired we are.
That's
how tired we are. And we're going to sit back and listen. We hope for the best. And all the people, they're coming for you next.
They was coming anyway.
They've never stopped. That's the problem, right?
But that's what I'm saying. They were coming anyway.
So we're getting our rest. So when they come for us, we'll be rested and we'll be ready. But because we know that if we come and save y'all like we always do, nobody's going to ever come and save us. Nobody's ever going to come and stand in solidarity with us. Listen, free Palestine all day long. But we're not doing nothing.
I got my Issa Rae spirit on. I'm rooting for everybody black.
And yeah, so I just had to get that off my heart because I'm really getting sick and tired of y'all making it seem like that black people are entitled, like y'all are entitled to our safety. And it's funny how anytime there is something that is y'all want to distance yourself. Oh, the Latinos, this like y'all want to assimilate to whiteness so bad. Stay in it. But this is what you voted for. You have an internal problem, honey. You looking at us for solutions.
You turn to your cousins.
You need to turn to your cousins. Turn to your husbands.
And say.
Because your husbands voted you to break up your family. Not us. The men in your lives, the men in your communities did that. Our men showed up for us. And I still have to say I'm sorry. I owe y'all an apology because I talked a whole bunch of shit.
It's all good.
But it's all good. I'm woman enough to say I was wrong.
Hey, but here's the thing. I got it though. I got it. I know. It don't look like it right now.
It don't.
But we coming to fight, right? We coming. We coming, y'all. Listen.
We coming to fight who? For them?
Yeah, we coming to fight for everybody. We showing up to the fight. On November 3rd, 2026. See, because that's when you're going to have the opportunity to see where you at. Bernie Mac, you say, who you with? We going to find out.
Yeah.
November 3rd, 2026 is when midterm elections is. That's when we will show back up. Don't call us before then because we was there in 2024 saying, let's do this. Y'all did us like this.
Yeah.
And we said, oh, bet. We'll go chill.
Was that
y'all can have
was that a fingers crossed? What was that? Oh yeah, your fingers are so fat they just like they just mangled together. My bad. I'm sorry.
Nobody had a problem with it before. Like I said,
Oh God.
get the buffet out of here. The thing is that we will show up to vote again, as we always have.
Mm.
That'll be your time. Now, I'm gonna tell you, if you decide to come over and say, listen, we're gonna listen to you black people this time and start to vote the right way, don't think that that's going to automatically have us right back out there with you. No, because there got to be some lag time, because we still got to show your ass. Yeah. And if ain't nobody I told you so people, it's black us. People are I told you so.
And I am.
Because our mamas, you tell her, don't carry your ass out. What I tell you. Now look at your stupid self.
Listen, I am a I told you as person, because I'm extremely, I have my pettiness is my superpower, and Damien Hall found that out this week on my Facebook page. Y'all can go to my personal Facebook page and take a look at that exchange. I meant what I said, and it's not D'Ancino Fascino, whatever his name is. I don't know his real name, but you know what I'm talking about, the little short dude with the cuffs in his pants.
About Denicio.
I made and I don't have to shoot slugs. I have to call people out by their names, because who gonna check me, boo? You may think that I am too far off into politics and I need to take a rest, but when your reproductive rights get taken away, then you come find me. Until then, go back to letting people know that you were an analyst in the Army and military, so you know everything. Also, men, when women are engaging in conversations with you, in debates with you, and you feel like you're losing, why do y'all bring up you were in the military, so you know? I literally live under the roof with a sniper. Being in the military has no. You're in the military. Okay, great. Are you in the military now? Are you in the Pentagon? No. Please stop. That does nothing for me. And then when I dismiss it, you get mad because I'm supposed to respect. What they got to do with it? I was in ROTC.
Wow. At Kimball High School.
Freshman and sophomore year. I was actually pretty good too.
I was at ROTC. What does that stand for?
Real. I don't know.
All right.
What does the Army stand for?
Army? Hell, I know. Is that an acronym?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Anyway, the National Guard was sent in. And so when we talk about the National Guard, we start talking about the martial law aspect of it, right? And see, Trump he's on record saying, I'm not going, you can't just send in the National Guard without the governor's approval in the state. And so there are checks and balances. We got to understand what you're watching. This is a test subject right now, what they're doing. Can I just unilaterally say, hey, send the guards in, send the troops in, send the military, send the Marines? Can I just do that and nobody stops or blinks an eye? How much power do I have? Can I use this and put the military on the American people? Now, we in this country, we are a very militarized country. We boast our military. Matter of fact, there's a big, hugely, as your boy would say, parade about to go on. And it's just like you see all those parades that go on in China and North Korea where
it's a dictator,
where they go through and they show all the military might. Well, Trump is about to have one of those. And he even told people
he has the tanks. Y'all see the tanks coming in?
If you try to protest this, you will be met with heavy force, meaning on the American people. Your right to peaceful protest this could be met with force.
So here is my question for you, people who are in the Army, like to tell me that you're in the military. When you enter into the military, you are sworn to protect domestic and foreign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are protecting the Constitution, not the president. Will our military turn against its own citizens?
Absolutely, because they are what they vow in their swearing in to protect against foreign and domestic terrorists. Mm-hmm. They're also trained to take orders and not think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when your leader tells you that they are the terrorists, you have to act as such.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a mutiny and then say, listen, we're none of us are doing this. And now you have another issue where your military has defunct on you, right? So they will attack citizens because that's their orders.
That's their orders.
That's why they go through the whole basic training and the mind screwing so that you do whatever somebody says.
And I try not to be hyperbolic when I talk about politics. I try not to be hyperbolic or fear mongering. But I will say this, and please understand when I say this. This is getting to the point to where we are about to enter into a territory that is very dangerous. And I remember during the election, I said, if Trump wins, by the time these 4 years are up, we won't have America. I have been screaming from the top of my lungs since I can remember about democracy and how they are chipping away and eroding democracy little by little. And because we are so comfortable and so used to it and have taken it for granted, we don't even understand what it looks like and the privilege of democracy. Even Black people, Black Americans, we have a democratic privilege that other people don't have in other countries. So the next step is martial law. Once martial law is enacted, the next step is suspending the Constitution. Once they suspend the Constitution, it is over. Once they start arresting governors and media, it's over. And I know y'all probably thinking, well, all you have to do is pick up a fucking history book. I can't stress this enough. I can't stress it enough. We are really in the throes of the demise of our democracy. Our country is crumbling, and I am just waiting for somebody to do something. The elected officials, don't give us no statues. Don't give us no don't get in a circle with kente cloths on and kneel on Juneteenth. I don't placate us with bullshit. Stop what's going on. Save our country. That's what I'm asking the government to do.
And and the thing is that I brought up November 3rd, 2026. First of all, I want y'all to really think about how long that is from now. That's a long time because at this point, we're just 6 months into this shit. But when you don't have the House,
6 months.
It was just 6 months.
Woo.
When you don't have the House nor the Senate on your side, it's hard to get things done.
It is.
Because you got to try to sway people who don't want to lose their power.
So it is the responsibility of, but the problem is we don't have Republicans anymore.
No.
TJ and I were just talking about this. We don't have because there's always been this ebb and flow, this give and take, Republican and Democrat. It's always been mudslinging, but it's never been to this. But we've always been able to say, I can reach on the other side of the aisle, and we know that there are people on the other side of the aisle who believe in our Constitution just as much as we do. We may interpret things differently, we may see the world differently, but we all had a fundamental belief in our democracy, in our Constitution, in what it means to be an American, right? And the problem is that Donald Trump has bought so many people on that side, and they are so up his ass because it's not even about money, it's about power. And because power is one hell of a drug. It's the most addictive drug ever.
Absolutely. Power is the most addictive drug because you can get money with power.
Yes.
You can't always get power with money, but you can get money with power. So power is what they go for. And just a side note, I knew somebody who went to work at the Capitol in Texas. And he told me, he said, I had never seen power like that before. And if you start to talk to these people, you will realize how much they crave power.
It's like, they said if you take one hit of crack, you're addicted.
You're crackhead.
You're crackhead. That's how power is. And so the Republicans The Republicans who were stop laughing. What are you laughing at?
I'm thinking the judge. You're a crackhead, ain't you?
I
smell a crackhead.
The Republicans who unfortunately were willing to try to stay and fight, they all left. Nobody stayed to fight for their party. So we no longer, they shouldn't even call it Republicans, because we don't there I can't find one Republican. Where are the John McCains? Where, as bad as he was, where is the Ronald Reagans? Where are the Mitt Romneys?
They're gone.
And if I'm asking where a Mitt Romney is, that lets you know how bad Mitt Romney. Oh my God.
Even I can't think of his vice president on the first term. Pence. Like, Pence walked in.
Pence sold his soul.
He did sell his soul.
Yeah.
But
and he paid a very hefty price.
And he was one of from the old school Republican, and he sold his soul to join this power that he saw that he wanted so bad. And then guess what? It almost cost him his life, because they were literally, if they had got their hands on him, they would have killed him.
Yes, they were trying to kill him, and Trump asked for that. He championed for that.
Yes.
And here is what I have a very hard time understanding with, and this is why I question, I side-eye Christians, and when they throw the evangelicals and the Christianity whole thing. Let me just say this: the modern day Christians, they don't even follow Jesus. They follow more of Paul than they do Jesus. And I'm not knocking Paul, but he didn't die on the cross for our sins. Paul was about law and about how you should act, but we are introduced to what Paul wants us to do before we're introduced to what Jesus wants us to do. And if we follow Jesus more and his teachings, or had a Christ consciousness, none of this would be happening. But that's not what I'm here to say. I'm here to say this: if you sit in your churches every Saturday, every Sabbath or Sunday, and you say you are a staunch follower of Christ, you're a Christian, how in the hell did you see this modern day Nebuchadnezzar show up and you bow down when you heard the horn? I don't get it. I don't understand. I know you. I don't understand. I don't understand, because if your conviction is everything is you do is biblical, and we've been told, we've had so many different examples of what was coming, and it shows up in our face, and the absence of you can't have empathy and love. You can't have empathy without love. You can't have love without empathy, right? And we right now are in a recessive situation with empathy. And I heard this white Christian conservative say that empathy is what's ruining Christianity. But you can't have love without empathy. And the absence of empathy is the absence of love. The absence of love it means evilness. And how can you say that and call yourself a believer of Christ?
Okay.
And it shows up, and then you use that to further push an agenda. And I'm like, everybody, everyone else around you is not stopping and saying, I've read the Bible, and I believe in its word. Nobody's stopping and saying this is not right. What's happening is not right.
No, because here's the thing about all of that. There are two different gods.
There are two different gods.
See, in the Christian world, in the Black Christian world, because I just had this conversation with a preacher. In the Black Christian world, you like to have this mindset of this hope, this fantasy that we all believe in the same Lord Jesus Christ. No. And we don't. Because, see, somebody reads that same Bible you read and said, oh, you guys should be enslaved. and you should love your master. That's the same Bible they used when they enslaved us. That's the same Bible the Ku Klux Klan based their whole group on. It's off the Holy Bible. So if you're reading the Bible and you having that mindset, you definitely can't have the same mindset I think of how my God believes. So now we have two different gods. You go to a church, yes, you put the name up, First Baptist, you First United, Methodist, whatever the case may be, but you're not following the teachings of God, because God took in the sick, He took care of the widows, He took care of the kids.
The
He
Bible
wanted
tells
all
you
of that
what to
stuff.
do with foreign people in your land.
But they have never subscribed to it. They have never subscribed to what the Bible said because it was never about religion. Side note, the whole abortion thing is not about religiosity. It's not because God said this, God said that, because if it did, they would want to take care of that child from embryo to death. But they don't. You know why? Because it's never about that. Is they're looking up saying, hey, our white ladies are aborting babies at a higher clip than everybody else. And the number shows on the map 2045 white people in America will become the majority minority. And I had a conversation with somebody one time, Shannon. The guy was telling me, you can't believe the stuff on the news. You can't believe this. You can't believe that. Oh, that's CNN, blah, blah, blah. I said, who do you listen to? He said, Fox News. I said, really? You listen to Fox News? So I pulled up Fox News. Fox News said 2042. I said, so your news station said you will be the majority minority 3 years faster than mine. I said, is it still fake news? I said, because Fox was your North Star, right? And so the thing is,
I love how Fox News people be like, you watch CNN. What do you watch? Fox News. The same network they had to pay 715 million for lying.
And you know what? And they'll come up and justify that. But what I'm telling you this, I understand how the evangelicals can come in and say, hey, this is how we see it. Because see, the interpretation of how you see God and who you think He's for
has always been rooted in their
yes.
The way that they view God and the way that they interpret the Bible has always been rooted in the oppression for other people.
Yes.
And they take the Bible, they use their Bible and their religion as an instrument to be superior, to lift themselves up and
Absolutely.
say and then they say, well, it's biblical. Well, it's not. First of all,
no.
And the other thing is, even if you were taught that in church, even if you were taught that in while you were sitting in the sanctuary, right? And there's a preacher in the pulpit, and he's giving you this. When does a sense of humanity or apathy, anything kick in to say, this does not feel right?
That takes away your confidence, your advantage, and that's a hard thing for a human to do.
That is which is why so many white women will always choose the patriarchy over a strong I guess a sisterhood. There was a white woman on TikTok. I forgot her name. I follow her all the time, but she was talking about how white women don't have a sisterhood, like she sees in black women, and she says it's because white women will always choose the patriarchy because they can hide under it. Yeah, it's an oppressive system for them, but
it's also covering.
But it's very, very, very protective of them when it comes down to it fundamentally. And I get that. It's hard. It's hard to deviate from that because now you have to stand on your own. You have to stand 10 toes down, sure-footed on your own, and you have to fight in a world that in a world that you were never equipped to fight in because you've never had to. The reason why black women can do is because we've been fighting all our lives. We've been fighting since we got here. And so it's easy to band together with one common goal. And then, and I thought that was interesting. This came from a white woman. This didn't come from me. I've never been a white woman, so I don't know what, And now three of my best friends, like my sisters, are white women.
Here's the funny thing about that. I had never thought about the sisterhood between white ladies, but it was a joke on the TV show Blackish,
Mm.
where I think one of the it might have been one of the sites, whoever it was, one of the black ladies was trying to get something done, and the white ladies were going against them, and she was like, "Come on, we sisters," and the white lady said, "We ain't got no sisterhood," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Huh."
And it's for real. And if you've ever worked like in an office,
Oh my
if you ever
God.
work in an office and it's predominantly white women, that see, I got to see it from, because I worked in offices where it's been predominantly white women, predominantly black women, and then a very like good diversity mixture. And you start to first of all, let me just say this: the whole notion that white women are easy and they you can men can, that's not true. White women are very strong. White women, all white women are not backbiters and whatever. White when a white woman when a white woman really is doesn't care about the racist bullshit, and she really is who she is, she will connect with you in a way that is it's like, okay, girl, like
And like and those, like, they will come to fight. Like,
yeah,
where to fight at? Like,
no, they will come to fight before you. You have to tell them.
like,
My friend, like my sister Lisa, she on here. Hey, shout out to you, Lisa and Diane. Listen, you have to tell. I remember. I'm gonna tell you the story. Um, Lisa took us to one of her coworkers. I think they were moving, and so it's Lisa and like three of us. The rest of us are all black ladies, three or four of us, and we go to her house because she's having like a like a going away party. And Lisa's like, I'm gonna stop by and say hi. So it was the white lady there and her white friends, and the white lady just happened to have her husband was there. And so we came in, and the host, the lady of the house, she welcomed us or whatever, but her friends were kind of standoffish. And so she wasn't that inviting, but she wasn't rude. So we kind of went off to ourselves, was doing our own thing. And but her husband came in, and we had the best time with him. Like we laughed and giggled to the point to where they ended up coming over to where we were. Like, oh my God. But Lisa did not she didn't act indifferent with us. She was over there with us, and she was like, "Shit, y'all ready to go?" Because it did, like, she recognized it. We like, "Lisa, we cool, like we good, like really we are good." But she didn't play that.
I'm telling you, I have seen it where you got to like, yo, come down.
Yeah,
because you know what? The funny thing about it, because I'm gonna tell you, black people, we're so welcoming, right?
Yes.
And like once you're in the crew, you're in the crew.
Yeah.
And I have seen it to where like
because they understand that,
and they say, "Look, I finally got in. I ain't losing my spot, and if we got to go." And then you got to be like, "Yo, relax."
Like I would never, and it's not like she had to show me that to know that she was real, but I will, like, that has stuck with me, and that's been years. Lisa, you remember that? That has been years ago, and I thought to myself, this is how we were created to be like this with each other. The divisiveness, the racism, it really does. It is I really feel like it is an instrument from Satan to divide humanity as much as possible, and we do the most heinous things to each other in the spirit of racism. It's and prejudice. It's disgusting. So yeah, when you find, and I don't know nothing about white men because I don't have too many white male friends. I don't have any white male friends, actually, I don't think. But when you find like a cool white lady who does not stand for ignorance and bullshit, like Diane. Now Diane been a true number one since day one for the show.
Shout out Diane.
Shout out to Diane. But and Diane will be on the post talking shit with me.
Yeah, but the thing is, the family that we create,
yeah,
as black people, like, yo, because I'm gonna tell you something. I watched something years
rude.
ago.
They were pretty fucking rude.
I was thinking about something years ago, and it was the Apollo, right? At the same time,
the spaceship or
the theater.
Okay, you have to make it Apollo 13. Okay,
we talking black shit right now.
I'm sorry. Let me put my black hat on.
But I thought about it. At the same time, we were having segregated golf courses and country clubs and things like that where we weren't allowed in. Our space, we would say, if you got talent, we're going to cheer for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't, we're going to boo you like the same black man that walked out of here.
Yeah.
We will allow if you can do it. So here's one thing that I noticed culturally: meritocracy for us is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not
Not can you you're white, so you can't do it. No, can you do
can
it?
you
Can
do
you
it?
do it? Because
And if you do it, we're gonna rock with you.
one thing,
Listen,
I wish, I really,
can't
really,
tell John
really
B. He ain't
wish.
black.
Right. I really wished that black people were the savages that y'all, that the society, the world tries to paint us to be. Because if we were, none of this shit would be
Oh my
going on.
God.
We are the most loving. We open our arms up. We share our culture. We should probably gatekeep more, but
And you know what? And we should.
we really
Cause
should.
cause cause I heard somebody break down this whole thing about to the bringing people to the cookout, and I was like, you know what? He is absolutely right. Just because you could do a little shoulder shake, oh, you go to the cookout. No, 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 no. We got qualifications around here,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And that's cool. You got rhythm. That's gonna be one that we're gonna check you for. But the thing is that we
I
are
don't have rhythm.
we are looking. I know.
Shut
I've
up.
seen it. But we are in a space right now where I really desperately hope we find ways to find commonalities, because I'm telling you, when I always say this all the time, the goal is to keep the poor whites and the poor blacks apart. And by poor whites and poor blacks, what I mean is your ass got to go to work. And if you don't, shit gonna change in your life. Okay? You poor. You ain't got no money. If you can't turn around and say, yeah, I'm gonna go to the south of France for 7 months and chill on my yacht. If you got to show up to work on Monday morning because you need that check on Friday, it's the goal to keep us separated. We got more commonalities. We want to live life. We want to live life in a nice neighborhood. We want to have a nice house. We want to have a nice car. We want to send our kids to college.
Yeah.
We want to be relatively safe, and we want to be able to do the things we want to do. We all have that. We don't have to look at each other and say, oh, I don't want you to have this. I'm going to tell you something. I have never in my life looked across the aisle at a white person and said, I don't want them to have that.
No.
I've never
I,
had
I've
that
never looked
thought.
at anybody and said I don't want them to have that.
But
Because
there are people
yeah.
that look at you and say, you shouldn't have this
Oh
because.
no, if you, and I didn't, again, I noticed this from white women. If you walk into a space, and it always happens to me where like I'm like in Neiman's or like Nordstrom, um Bloomingdale, like if
Whoa.
shut up. If you walk into a space, and especially if you walk into a space with this confidence, and because I take up space everywhere I go. Shut up, Terrence.
I'm not gonna say nothing. I
I
was
take up
gonna ask you what you bought in them stores, because purses. Thought they were French cut over there.
I take up space. And when you walk in and take up space, and especially if you walk in with looking good, you don't look hood. If you have on a high end designer, it's almost like they look at you with either disgust or confusion or a little bit of both. And it's almost like they are trying to, it's even if you walk into a restaurant and you look a certain way and they look a certain way, it's almost like they look at you like, why do you have this and I don't? I've never looked at anybody and said, why do you have this and I don't? Why do you look like this, or you drive this, or you carry this, or and it's it has been historically the I don't want to say that. Every time a black community has tried to build their own, white America bombs it, tears it down. Um, historically,
Leave us the hell alone.
and what we do, we keep right on building. I really lost my point. Oh, I was going to say this because I love quoting this. Uh, Langston Hughes.
Life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
No,
Yeah, boys torn
no.
up.
Negroes, sweet and docile, meek, humble, and kind. Beware the day they change their minds. If we ever live up to the standard that y'all have put on us, that we are savages, that we are barbaric, that we have no anything good in us, I guarantee you Donald Trump would not be president. I guarantee you George Floyd would still be alive.
And which and go do a little history. Find out how the Haitians did the French,
Hmm.
and it will be 10 times worse than that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
all you got to understand. And the thing
What's
is,
our next?
and the thing is
This our
that
next.
I'm
Okay.
transitioning.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
transitioning.
I was asking
I
because
know.
I thought we had another. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to show you. Okay. Go.
So the thing is that that's why I kept saying I'm transitioning. Okay.
I didn't know you transitioning from burgers to fries, or we know you transition from fat to thin.
Really? Okay. So
I lost 6 ounces. Don't say shit to me. You can't talk to me any kind of way, okay?
Listen, the
6
thing
ounces
is,
down,
with
damn
the
it.
National Guard going into California,
Yeah.
and having that, I just want you guys to pay attention. If you can do a little research, understand what it means to be able to send military troops into cities against America. And what it means is not even the white ladies are safe.
Yo, when I tell you,
You can't be white in the street when the military come along. Because this lady was out here with her microphone.
he is loving this.
And she was out there saying, and so we're just standing over here. We just said the military is back over here, and bow. She said, oh. He shot her square in her ass.
And when it hit her, she like turned it because I was like, and she looked.
If you see the
I felt sorry
video,
for her.
if you see the video, the first gunshot went off. The camera panned. The guy took the gun, aimed it straight at her, and said, boom, hit her square in the ass. And she jumped.
You said not even white women are safe in the streets of LA.
This is what we trying to tell you. When the military come in, when they seek the military into the streets of America, you can't even be a white woman, okay? Because you can get
so
a
that
bullet.
means we're doomed.
We're doomed, okay?
I
Because they
feel
come
sorry
for
for that
everybody.
Because I know that rubber.
That rubber bullet tore her ass up. I'm gonna tell you something. Because she was sitting there just minding her business.
Minding her business.
She had a back turned to the people
With a microphone.
She wasn't moving.
You see these cameras with these. You see this lady.
That dude just said, you know what?
Have a little fun.
And I'm like,
what if he put his number on that in that rubber bullet?
I was like, I bet she was like, yo,
call me later.
Dude, if you like me, just tell me. You didn't have to shoot me in my ass. Listen, not right now. Say that for later, after dinner, maybe.
I'm trying to show my fingers. I'm having a raggedy moment on I'm taking my nails off and starting over, and it's real raggedy over here. So I'm doing this.
Yo, it's just crazy. So, but I don't know if y'all seen that. Go watch the video.
Please go watch it and let him know that you watched it because this is gonna make him. He's delighted.
It's
with
hilarious.
This for some reason.
And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, we are in trouble," because she was just standing there minding her business with her blonde hair and her microphone, and she got shot. And I'm just saying, welcome to America, because that's how we've been living this whole goddamn time, minding our own damn business, getting shot. Okay, so listen, I hope you guys.
I thought we had one more.
Oh, that was the one more.
Oh,
what you thought we had?
The what you call it? Telling them, hey, y'all have fun. I enjoyed it. Y'all get the hell up out of here.
I didn't put him up there.
Oh, okay.
But I will say this. Before we get out of here. There's video footage of a Rolling 60s. If y'all know the Rolling 60s is in LA, they wear a lot of blue.
Primary color.
They was having the riots were coming through their area, and he let them party a little bit, and then he came out to the middle intersection and said, "Y'all got to get up out of here."
With a windsuit on.
Oh yeah,
blue.
So he was OG. He had to be OG.
And they all I guess the leader of them with the scream mask, he was like of the protesters, whatever. He was like, oh, no, we got you. We about to gather him. He said, yeah. He said, look, y'all had fun. I get it. You know
what he say? I asked.
Yeah, he said, I asked.
So next time there gonna be no asking.
The last thing he said was, I asked.
I need y'all to get out of here. And they was like, oh, it's all respect. It's all respect. He said, yeah, y'all take this somewhere else because y'all ain't about to bring them people over here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, me and Shannon have said this repeatedly. We are so proud of Black people.
We are. My God.
When I tell y'all, we have set this.
I haven't been this proud since the brawl on the water.
Oh my God! Shout out to my man. He still got his job. Still got his job.
I saw him. The captain still there.
Yes. And you still can't park there.
You still can't park.
You still can't park.
And shout out to the Black people who didn't cower and say, "God just was speaking to me." This.
No. They had the spirit of old boy who slapped the mess out of old girl, and old boy in that convenience store, and he hit the man so hard in the face. The man said, "I love you."
The man came in and called him an N-word. And
he switched from calling him the N-word to saying, I love you.
Slap the love out of him.
So, listen, sometimes you got to beat the love out. And I'm going to tell you. Pause.
Listen, don't I know it? It'd be hard out here sometimes.
You know what?
You got to find love where you can. You got to, if it's in there, you got to get it out.
And you know what? Follow us. The Last Podcast One on Instagram is the _ the Last Podcast. TikTok, the Last Podcast.
Oh man. Let me tell y'all, I've had a good time now. I was not feeling good. But I wanted to come so that we can discuss this because this is extremely important. If there's nothing else get me out of my bed, politics is gonna get me out of my bed, right, Terrence?
Yes, right.
Because if we was talking about
and I think
Black love, I'd have been like, fuck that, I'm staying home. But thank you guys so much for support. The numbers were so good tonight. We really appreciate that. Yes. Shout out to all of my people. I'll never see none of your people on there. Shout out to all of my people. Y'all be showing up for me. Y'all be supporting me so much. I just love y'all so much. Huh?
We'll have a we no more.
Shout out to our people.
Good Lord. Listen, shout out to my people too.
Yeah.
Who
show up.
Who don't say nothing.
Who don't no.
Who will come up and be like,
man,
hey man.
Yeah.
I be watching y'all. Y'all be like, you gonna tell me? You gonna
say something? Because Shannon bring up every day that help people be in there strong.
They're strong. Y'all just be watching in the corner like creeps. Say something. God dang.
And no, R. Kelly, attorney, Trump is not going to pardon you, okay? You had sex with a 12-year-old girl and you put it on film. And for anybody who's saying free R. Kelly, you need to be in jail too. Don't start that shit. Don't piss me off, okay? Thank you.
I said they're trying to kill Aura. I said the God's trying to kill him.
Leave us some music before you go.
Let him record just a little bit. I told you I had the plan. Record studio in the jail. Make him record. We get music. Send the money to the battered women and children. They get money. We get music. He stay in jail. So it's a win-win.
You think Aura gonna record for free?
We can put some commissary on
I'm
his
not
book.
Paying for him to.
You ain't got to pay for him.
Okay.
What I'm saying is,
you had said we.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm saying it somewhere somehow they can give him some money.
I just keep Chocolate Factory on.
We get the money
in the red CD.
Get the money for the people. I'm trying to get the money for the women and children who've been battered, SA. You know what I'm saying? See. The whole premise is
thank you so much for watching the last. You know what? Go ahead and get us out of here. Because if our kid get out, this is gonna be
the Last Podcast.